Alright, YouTubers, welcome back. My name's Dave, like always, and you found do it yourself, do it right. And I got my Common Motors hat on. I've been slacking. Let's just, putting it nicely. I haven't done much videos on the old racer bike, the old cafe racer, the CB360 that got me into this, vintage bike craze that I'm in. And it's been sitting, in the corner with a cover on it. And I got this bright idea. Last Thursday, I went to the Harley-Davidson bike night. Harley was sponsoring a bike night, and they do it, I think, every third Thursday. Well, this month they're doing 2 in a row. So I was there. I took Charlene, my Softail, and it was Harley. There was Harleys everywhere. $30,000 bikes, $40,000 bikes, $60,000 bikes, whatever. And I found myself looking at probably the shittiest little Honda CM 400 that I've ever seen. And yeah, I sat there for 30 minutes looking at this bike in awe. And I'll post a picture here. Yeah, so I was looking at that bike and I thought to myself, well, I want to ride my Honda over here because everybody's riding their Harleys, and why not? That's what I do, Why not dare to be a little different? So it doesn't want to run. So what I'm going to do in this video is I ripped off the carburetor and I got a new toy. So I'm gonna show you guys how to disassemble, and I'm gonna see how well this Harbor Freight ultrasonic cleaner will actually work for $85. I was in a pinch. I wanted an ultrasonic cleaner. I didn't want to spend 300 bucks, so I grabbed that one up, and we're gonna see how well it works right now. So if you guys caught the new addition to my collection, link to that video around my head here, I've also got to clean the carburetors and do a whole bunch of stuff on this bike to get it running the way it's supposed to. So there will be a video on how to remove the carburetor, sync the carburetors, do all that. This is a stock bike, so it's got the air filters and stuff. I just went ahead and ripped it off mine over here. As you can see, tank sitting there, and it's a little bit easier with all this space than this one, but I will do a whole video on how to remove the carburetors. In this one, I'm just gonna basically pop it open, pop the carbs loose, because they're together. I'm gonna take them off the base. I'm gonna show you the process for that, which is pretty easy. It's just a base with these 4 screws. You just take those screws off. This base comes off. You also have to do some this is the choke. That's what links the carbs together. So you do have to take that loose. Not a big deal. Pretty easy. You just obviously you can take it off right here with this flat tip. And yeah, then that's about it. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've had these carbs off and clean. As you can see, you can look down inside of there and see that the gas is pretty much varnished. I mean, look what it did to my fuel line. So this gas nowadays, it eats them up. It does a job on your carburetors. It's been a few years though, so I will admit to that. But yeah, let's let's go ahead and get in it. All right, as I just stated, they come apart pretty simple. 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this little guy here holds them together. You also got to be careful. This this guy goes in here, so you just gotta slide it out, and both of these come apart. Now, like I've said in my other video of cleaning my girlfriend's scooter carburetor, link to that video is around here, I always pull out an empty parts bin. Well, it's not exactly empty, but it's close enough. And then I put all my parts and pieces that I take off from the carburetors. I keep them separate in there. And you know, this little ultrasonic cleaner is not going to clean both carbs at the same time. So when I disassemble the one, the parts to that one's going to go into this guy here, the little pieces anyways, and I'm going to drop it in there. And then I'll disassemble the other one, and I'll put all the pieces in here while the other one's cleaning, because you know, stuff rolls around, it falls off the table and whatnot, and you lose stuff. You don't want to lose jets and parts to your carburetor. So that's my process, and you know, that's how I do it. That's you know, it's what I do. It's how I'm sticking to it. So basically, that's what I'm saying. Gonna go ahead and rip one of these apart, and then I'll show you the basic inside of these carburetors. All right, so I got the top and the bottom taken off this carburetor. 4 screws on each, you know, the bowl and the top part. So this top part here is this over here, you know, 4 screws, and then you take the top off, and when the top comes off, you'll see this guy here. This will be sitting down inside of there, the spring, and then the slide, and your needle, and the rubber boot. Obviously, all of that is very important. The rubber boot creates the suction. The spring makes it go up and down with the suction. You know, this is yeah. So this is how it sucks in more gas and more air, more fuel, yada yada yada. The stuff that I'm using in the ultrasonic cleaner, you can't put this rubber in there, so I'll have to take the needle off, and I'm gonna throw the spring in there. Why not? See how clean that'll get. And I'll throw the top in there. So then let's see, the bottom part is where all the magic happens. These are your jets, your float, your needle and seat in here. You know, this is the meat and the potatoes of the operation. And I'm gonna go ahead and obviously I'm gonna take this screw out. This screw holds the needle and seat in place. I could take the little needle that holds the float out. That'll come out, the float will come out, and then I'm gonna take these jets and the emulsifier tubes all the way out. And once I get all that done, I'll bring you back so you guys can see what all that looks like also. All right, so I've got the carburetor busted down, taken apart as much as I can go, minus the valve seat. I can't get the seat to come out, and I don't want to mess it up. So that can stay in there. That's just where this guy right here rides. This is your float, needle, your seat. You know, when your carburetor starts to overflow, you tap 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 tap. Well, that's what you're tapping. This you know, you're tapping to get that rubber end, if you can see it, that black rubber end, to seat better so your carburetor doesn't leak. That's where that goes in there. I did find that the emulsifier tube, it you know, the tiny passages, it was pretty well blocked. Same with this little guy here. Also blocked. Not bad, but I mean, I was able to blow it out, you know, put them in my mouth and go blow it out, but they were still blocked. So that just goes to show, you know, you let them sit and they get all gummed up. So all these little pieces that I have here, you know, the main jet, the idle jet, the emulsifier tube, all these little passageways that came out of the top of the carburetor, those 3 holes there, I took all those out. You know, basically I want to open up every single passage that I can, to include the idle jet, the idle speed needle, you know, adjustment. Take that out, open up everything, so this carb cleaner stuff here can get into all the passages, and then this little guy over here can do the little vibrating ultrasonic, you know, do its thing. So hopefully after I drop all this stuff in, let it run a couple of cycles. That's one of the downfalls to this one, is it only goes for like 8 minutes and then you got to start it again. But that's I guess that's so you don't overheat the heating element or something. So I'm gonna run each carb 2 cycles, gonna have to let it cool down and then start all over. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw all the bits and pieces up in here, over here, in there. Hopefully I can get it all to fit, which I should. I mean, this isn't going in, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and load it all up. Before I load her up, let's do a quick little before and after. Let's get in real nice and close so you can hopefully see all the crud down in there. And then, you know, we'll see how good this little cleaner cleans up all of this. You know, you can see that this is, you know, it's got varnish on it. And let's get a good view of the carb. And let's throw it in. So take the top off. I have it preheating. I've also did a little bit of I don't know what you say, I added this little handle here, so when I put the parts in there I can just grab that and pull it up rather than fight with it. I'm gonna throw all my little bits and bobs are in there. I'm gonna throw this guy in here, also gonna throw that guy in there, try to save some space. Let's go ahead and, well, that spring can go in there. None of this, I should probably maybe take that needle out. Yeah, let me go ahead. I'm going to disassemble this needle and throw those parts in there as well. And then the carburetor, this guy is probably going to stick up, which is fine. Ooh, well, it might be a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Drop that down in there. Oh boy, it's not going to get covered, unfortunately. Well, I guess that's what you get. Well, I think if I take this off, now I'm in a bit of conundrum. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do, and then I'll bring you back. All right, so here we go. You know, like they say in the military, improvise, adapt, and overcome. So what I did is I just took the choke valve out. Just, you know, goes right here. So I took it out. I filled it up to the max line. You know, everything's covered except for that side of the carburetor. So this might be an opportunity in disguise to see, you know, after the first run, how well it's going to clean that carb body up, and we'll have a distinct line where the carb cleaner is and where it's not. So you know, we're gonna give it a whirl, and let's go ahead and do it. So I got it set 474. Well, actually I think I can just hit it. 480 heat is on, so then you just hit on and let's watch it do its thing. I kind of wish I had brand new, nice, clean carburetor cleaner fluid in there, so maybe you could see it, you know, start to lift away some of the crud. You can see all the little bubbles that it's making over here. Some bubbles over in there, in that area. So we're gonna let it run, do its thing. Maybe go get a drink or 2 or 5 in the meantime. And with the power of video, it'll be, and we'll be done. So yeah, let's do it. One thing you should note with these ultrasonic cleaners is, you know, once you get them going, you shouldn't be reaching in there, touching your parts, moving stuff around, because you know, it is doing the ultrasonic vibration thing in there. And you know, you go sticking your fingers and stuff in there, it's like a meat tenderizer. And people on the interwebs now say that it basically does something to your bone marrow or something. It like vibrates, you know. So just keep your fingers out of it, you know, wait the time, chill out, hang out, you know, do whatever while it's working, and you know, she should be good to go. All right, folks, so I ran this thing twice, 2 cycles, same side. I didn't flip them over or anything, and I have to say that I'm kind of impressed and not really all at the same time. I mean, for 400 and whatever 400 seconds, I think it's doing a good job. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Now here's the bowl. I remember how dirty it was inside there. That's pretty clean. And you got to remember, this is without me actually wiping anything off and, you know, blowing it off with my air, which I will. And then we're going to move over here to the carb body, which, you know, it's shiny because of the cleaner. But if you compare it to the other one, you know, it's the same side. It's a bit cleaner. It's you know, it's not like putting them in one of those you know, hydro blaster thingy things, you know, gets them all, you know, really shiny and pretty and clean. But you know, for a little ultrasonic cleaner, it you know, it does an okay job. The float, it's you know, it's a lot cleaner. The spring really came clean now. That is actually kind of impressive, that spring. But you know, I think for the money, it's you know, I'm gonna say that it's not a bad investment. I do wish it was a bit bigger. You know, that way I could do both carbs at the same time or whatnot. So you know, maybe I'll keep this one around for the small little bits and pieces. And then, you know, maybe later on, whatever, if I get some more overtime, I'll drop the big dollars and buy the big one to do these big bodies. You know, I think it's a ease thing, you know, doing both at the same time. But this little one's not too bad. I will have to say, if you're only going to clean small things, it's perfect for that. But you know, I didn't realize that these carbs were as big as they are. You know, some of the other carbs that I deal with, you know, they're much smaller or smaller. The even 550 carbs are smaller than these, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spray all this off with my air compressor, and I'm gonna disassemble the other one, and you know, I'll bring you back when I'm ready to put all these back together. Alright, I got my safety glasses on because I've been over there with the air compressor. I don't want to get all that stuff in my face or in my eyeballs. I don't think I showed you the actual outcome of the jets. I just dumped them out of the little pan. And look how clean those guys are. You know, those are looking brand newish. They're pretty clean. Obviously, I'm going to still spray them out. Get all the gunk out of there. Get all that carburetor cleaner out of the little holes and the ports and whatnot. So but man, they came pretty dang clean. Now these got ran through probably I think I ran it 3 times with those in there, so that's you know, that's pretty doggone clean. Now I will say that I am going to change the main jet in this bike. It is running fat. It's running really still running rich. The plugs show it. So I'm gonna put a smaller main jet in it and see if I can get it to lean out a little bit. But you know, that's subject for another video. You know, this just you know, pod filters, whatever. I've been doing it. I've been fighting it with the XL 175. I got a video for that process. But I know this one's super close, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop down one more jet with this and be done with it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that before I start throwing all this stuff back together. All right, folks. Well, I got one of the carbs back together. There she is in all her glory. And you can put the little choke flapper back in. It works like a charm. The old ultrasonic cleaner, well, let me tell you, it's overheating, so it shuts off. I'm gonna let it cool down. Probably pick this back up tomorrow. Finish that carb out. Hopefully put it back on the bike and see if we can get it running. So yep, see you in the morning. All right, folks, it's the next morning. I was going to show you the whole process of putting this carburetor back together, but once again, my GoPro has let me down. This is like the 15th, umpteenth, millionth time that it's it doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm probably gonna have to look for better camera options. But anyways, last night, I ran the carburetor through the ultrasonic cleaner a couple more times. It's actually pretty tidy. I mean, I'm surprised. And then I also cleaned the jets, put them all in there, and I'm gonna start the reassembly process and throw the carbs back on the bike. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm gonna show you a whole carb removal process on the other bike. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put these two together, put them back together, get them back on the bike, and we'll see if we can get the bike to run. All right, so I went ahead and slammed these carburetors together. As you can see, she's back together. It's a little bit of a pain getting the throttle linkages hooked back up in here. It's a little spring down in there. I don't know if you can see it. This guy here. But yeah, there's a couple of things you should do, and that's a bench sync before you put it back together. And what that consists of is basically you measure the gap between the two throttle blades. This gap right here and right there. Measure that. That's a bench sync. I did it last time. I eyeballed it. Yep, they look pretty good. I will also sync it with a actual sync kit. Make sure that they're sucking the same, both carbs. But I'm just trying to throw this thing back together and make sure that the bike is actually going to run the way it's supposed to. The other thing you should do is make sure that your slides work properly. And the way you do that is you take your mouth, put them over this hole, give her a blow. You should hear that slide go up and then back down. And you can hear it. I'll show you. Hear that slide go up? Do it this one. Same thing. Slide goes up, comes back down. And you can look in there, make sure that they're where they're supposed to be, which they are. It's working the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, after all that, let's go ahead and put it on the bike. All right, carbs are on. Got the fuel hooked up, letting it get in there, making sure that I don't have any leaks before I start kicking on it, trying to get it started. I didn't put the drain tubes on there yet. Well, I probably should in case it wants to overflow. But it wouldn't be the first time that these cases got fuel all over them. So take you over here to the other side. Yeah, so it's all hooked up. She's got fuel in the lines. So I wish I had a way to hold my phone and try to start this thing at the same time. GoPro, still not working. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it over, try to get it started, bring you back if I can get it running. If not, we'll be back to the drawing board, of course. Alright folks, well, you can hear it. She's running. It's running running pretty well. I mean, there is a backfire or two here and there, but that's to be expected with all that carburetor cleaner in there. I still didn't put the pod filters back on it yet, so that could also be triggered some of the backfires. But it's back up and running. So before it wouldn't even do that, it would and then it would die. And so, you know, we're looking pretty good for Thursday night bike night. That's the whole plan of getting this thing back out, uncovered, getting the carburetors clean, and so I can send it down the road. It's only like 9 miles to the Harley shop, so hopefully we can make it there next Thursday. So there you have it. You know, after sitting under the cover down south for you know, I'm guessing probably at least a year without any kind of riding, maintenance, whatever, what have you, whatnot. There she is. She's back. She's back running like she was before. Gonna probably clean it up a bit before I take it over to the Harley shop, obviously. But yeah, that's you know, that's gonna do it for this video. You know, pull the carbs, clean them real quick. Got a new toy. Got that new sonic cleaner, ultrasonic cleaner, which I have to say that I probably should have just bought a bigger one. But that one, you know, it works. It's just, you know, I'm just gonna take a little time to get everything clean instead of throwing it all in one. So more than likely, I'll end up buying a bigger one eventually, maybe this winter. But yeah, that's it. That's gonna do it. You know, getting this old girl back running. Gonna have to do the same exact thing to that one, only this one's gonna get the full treatment. It's gonna get carburetors clean, timing, valve adjustment, cam chain adjustment, all that stuff. It's gonna happen with that one because it just doesn't want to run the way it's supposed to. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to really dig into that one. It runs fine till it gets warm, and then it wants to cut out and act funny and weird. And so I'm guessing there's something in the ignition system. Maybe it's a fuel. I don't think it's a fuel starvation problem. I don't remember if I can see through the lines on that one. But anyways, that one's going to get the full treatment. And then this one over the winter time is also going to get, I believe, an engine rebuild. Not because it lacks power or anything, but just because that cam chain adjustment thing has not been completed on this one. This one never got the recall. It doesn't have the mark stamped on the serial number of the motor, so I know that's not been done. So you know, just you know, for my own enjoyment over the winter time, I'm gonna pull that motor, take the head off, and of course I'll bring you along with me. So this one, you know, I'm gonna ride it back and forth to work. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the this video. Like you guys do at all at the end of the rest of my like you guys do at the end of all my videos, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the you know, give the thumbs up so you know YouTube knows to send my videos to you. It'd be much appreciated. It's nice seeing, you know, people view my stuff. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. So like always, till next time, thanks a lot.